Hey guys, Silverlord here, back again with another review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Target exclusive Cobra Island Breaker with the Ram Cycle. That's right. It's been a hot minute since we looked at a G.I. Joe on the channel. Was the last one Major Blood, right? It's either him or Flint. I can't remember offhand, but it was one of those three. Major Blood, Lady J, Flint, one of those. That was way back in, I want to say July, June-ish. It was like the beginning of summer, and now we're finally getting some new Joe stuff. I know, oh man, what's his name? Barbecue is supposed to be hitting pretty soon, but people have been finding this at Target stores, and I gotta give a special shout out to, once again, the local friend who shall not be named for privacy reasons for hooking this up. He found it at Target the other day, so there you go. They had a few. I don't know if they had any of the $20 Joes stocked, or restocked, I should say, but people have been finding restocks of the variants and Cobra Commander and I want to say Flint and Lady J. I don't know about Zartan or the Cobra Infantry, but Flint and Lady J seem to be popping up again. So hopefully we'll get something else soon, because I really dig this line, even though I'm not the biggest Joe guy on the face of the planet. Anyone could tell you that, even a brick wall. But I do like these figures. They're quality figures, although I think we could ditch the drop-down hips at this point. Those are getting kind of scary to work with, but I haven't had any issues with those yet. Knock on wood. So hopefully we'll keep that train a-rolling. But before we get into Breaker, let's take a look at the Ram Cycle. The piece de resistance. Let's cut to the chase. This is what you want to see. And this is basically all of his accessories. The only other accessories is Magic Helmet. And you can look at that when we take a closer look at him. I love this. This is cool. I like this bike. I think it looks nice. Yeah, it could have used a little bit more paint. Anything could nowadays, but, you know, there are paint shortages, so, you know, they gotta do what they can. And this bike actually has the benefit of being able to use it without a kickstand, so you don't even need to keep that flipped down. I will say this is also an improvement to the Cobra Coil, which also has a kickstand, but it does not have this many pivot points, and it kind of got loose on mine, so it's a bit of a pain in the butt to stand up. But, yeah, really nice bike. The front does rotate on it, as well as the handlebars, so it's authentic. And the handlebars are also on little ball pegs, so you can adjust them. You don't have to peg one in like you did on the Cobra Coil either, so I appreciate that very much so. You might be able to put some blasty blasts in the back here to make it look like it's going whoosh, but quote me on that. But it also has a little sidecar that pops right off. And this is when you would want to use the kickstand. Stands right up, no problem. It's got one wheel on it. I always thought sidecars had two, but maybe because this is just kind of an add-on piece, it's not really a sidecar for someone to sit in. That's why it's only got the one. I don't know. I don't know my military weapons and vehicles that well. I know a little tiny bit, but it does have this big arse minigun sticking out of it, which that's freaking sweet. It has a rotating barrel. Now, some people have gotten this and it's a little smushed. Mine doesn't seem to be that way. And it's made out of ABS plastic, which is the hard plastic, not PVC, which is what Breaker here is made out of. Break it. We got Break it! But if you wanted to, you could actually split this apart and take this out and give this to your roadblock figure if you so chose, which I might do. Or I might just keep it in there because it does fill out the little hole that this would otherwise have if the minigun was not present. And it kind of helps hold things together a little tighter. It stays together, but it's not very tight, so, you know, that's a plus, I guess. But you can snap this in here. You can snap that over top, and it stays on nice and secure. Then you got the two ports on the side here. All you got to do is line them up with this. Got one. Got two. Got milk? No? Well, we got it in there, so that's a plus. So yeah, it's a really nice bike, and it's also got little foot pegs on the spots where you put Breaker's feet. And again, you don't need the kickstand when it's got the sidecar because there's enough weight there to balance. So there you go. That's the Ram Cycle. Really nice. Probably the best vehicle in this line. Granted, there's only, what, 2? But, yeah. So taking a look at Breaker here. It appears to be another Duke body. Maybe these legs are from the Cobra Trooper. Or Cobra Infantry, excuse me. Where did I put him? You know, maybe these are Cobra Infantry legs, but someone let me know in the comments below about that. But he does have this helmet. It's a magic helmet. You can't pull off his head. He's not wearing it in the package. It's basically what would have been his backpack compressed into a little helmet. It's got a little communicator there. This is his only accessory. It would have been nice if it came with a backpack or a sidearm or something, because he's very, very light on accessories for himself. Whereas the Baroness, I think the Baroness you got a little bit more for the Baroness because it was the only way to get the Baroness at that point in time. But with this guy, you know, maybe he's probably just a scout character. Again, I don't know. I'm not a living G.I. Joe encyclopedia. I wouldn't know. But it would have been nice to get something else for him. Yeah, just a little something. Even if it was just a backpack. Because he does have a port on the back, for one. So, but articulation on this guy. Actually, taking a closer look at that head. Kind of reminds me of Jonathan Frakes a little bit. A.K.A. Riker from Star Trek and the voice behind David Xanatos and Gargoyles. So, you know, take that for what you will. Maybe a little bit of Will Wheaton. Maybe that's what it is. He reminds me of somebody. Will Wheaton. But articulation on this guy, his head will rotate side to side. He can look up. He can look down. He's got nice detents in that neck, man. Really nice. Got a little bit of tilt side to side. Not too much. Shoulders go out to the side. They do have the butterfly in there, but his vest is not going to allow you to use that for crap. They do work, but you're not going to get anything but a wiggle out of those. So why they even exist, I don't know. Wishful thinking, I guess. Because, yeah, you can see it does move on both sides here, but it mostly goes back. So there you go. But they do also move forward. Shoulders, and then they hinge out to the side. I will say the shoulders seem kind of loose on these lately. Looser than I would prefer, but I'm not going to have any problems with that because he's going to be on a motorcycle. So there you go. He's got a bicep swivel double joint at the elbow. It's a pretty good range. This is Duke. I know the arms are Duke. I'm not sure on the legs. The wrist on this side hinges up and down, or in and out, while this one hinges up and down. You got to kind of pull this one out to get more range out of it, but it does work. The torso does rotate at the waist. He does have an ab crunch in there, but it's hindered by his vest. I kind of feel it crunching forward and back a little bit, maybe. Or it's just a ball joint, but, you know, take that for what it's worth. He's going to be hindered there, regardless of what you do. Yeah, there's no real way to get that to work. I don't know if his torso underneath this big bulky vest piece is new, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was just more a Duke or, you know, the Cobra Infantry. Because again, I swear he's got parts from somewhere. And as far as the hips go, they do have the drop down, so you can drop them down like a little bit. But these are getting kind of loose on most releases now. This side's not bad, I guess, but, you know, the best drop-down hips Hasbro ever did were on the Beast figure from the Marvel Legends Caliban wave. I mean, they've recycled it since then, but that's where it was first introduced. Those had a nice, tight drop-down. They clicked into place. They didn't give you much range, extra range, I should say, but they were a little bit sturdier. They were more durable. It was a thicker peg in there. These, they do work okay, I guess, but you're not going to get a whole lot of extra out of these. And also, the hips are a little bit tricky to move forward and back. I did get mine to kind of free up a bit, because he has been sitting on the ram cycle since I got him. But, you know, a little bit of heating up would help if yours are a little stuck. He's got a thigh cut. He's got a double joint at the nice knees on this guy. Wow. I will say, the knees and the elbows on these figures have always been on point for the most part. Haven't had any problems with that. Boot cut, nice and tight. Thigh cuts, too, on these are really nice. The ankles, they're a little loose on the rocker, but the hinges forward and back are not bad. So there you go. But that is Breaker. I don't know why, but he kind of reminds me of that Dimmu Borgir song, Gateways, where they're all, "You're broken on the breaker. Deliver all the Undertaker." Alright. Random metal references aside, getting his helmet back on. It looks like something out of Halo, that helmet. Very Halo-esque. But there you go. Here he is. Pull the ram cycle back in. But with that being said, let's get this guy actually seated on the ram cycle real quick. And as promised, here is Breaker on the ram cycle. And he fits on there really well. Yeah. I'll spin to the other side quick. You can see his butt is firmly planted on that seat. You just got to bend the top knee joint all the way, and then the bottom one click, and you should be able to get his feet situated on the foot pegs, on the little, are they pedals? I don't know, these little thingies that stick out of the side here. And he will peg right in. And he is not coming off either. I'll show you. He ain't going nowhere. Also, you may want to heat the hands up before you try and put them on the handlebars. They are kind of stiff. But once you get them on there, it's got a nice tight grip on those handlebars. And again, he fits on there really, really well. So with that being said, let's take a look at some comparisons. First up, here is Breaker and the Ram Cycle next to the Cobra Coil, which I decided to stick the Cobra Ninja on because I wanted Baroness to be with the rest of my Cobra guys. But as you can see, the Cobra Coil, while it is a little bit bigger, I still think you're getting more for your money with the Ram Cycle. There's just a lot more fun factor going on. And, you know, sometimes less is more. Up next, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Riders Wolverine and his motorcycle. And this is actually a bit of a kit bash. This is a kit bash I did based off the Days of Future Past look for Wolverine. I think it came out pretty good. What do you guys think? But, as you can see, the Marvel Legends bikes are a little bit bigger than the G.I. Joe ones. And Marvel Legends overall is a bigger line than G.I. Joe Classified Series. But if you wanted to mix the two together, you could probably do that. But with that being said, let's get this guy off the Ram Cycle and take a closer look at him next to some other G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. First up, here's Breaker next to Snake Eyes and Duke, who utilizes most, if not all, of the same base parts. It seems like Breaker's a bit shorter than Duke, which I'm okay with that. I'm not entirely sure what his height is, but this looks good to me. Next up, here he is next to a couple members of Cobra. We have the Cobra Infantry, because yours truly never found a Cobra Trooper target. And speaking of which, we have the Cobra Island Cobra Viper, and it looks like the Viper's a little bit taller than this guy, but I would say he's about even with the Cobra Infantry. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawns. With that being said, let's get this guy back on the Ram Cycle and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you're at all interested in collecting the Joes from this line, I would highly recommend you pick this up. And go one step further, I think this set is a little bit better than the Cobra coil with the Baroness. That's right, I said it. Mostly because I think the vehicle is a lot stronger here than it was with the Cobra coil. I like the Cobra coil. I didn't think it was terrible by any means, but I think this just has a lot more fun factor to it. I mean, it's got a sidecar with a minigun on it. I mean, hashtag your argument is invalid. That's bottom line, end of story. And the Breaker figure, I feel, is a bit more of a bonus, whereas with the Baroness set, you were buying it strictly for the Baroness, not so much for the vehicle. Here, I think it kind of evens out a little bit more, and you get a little bit more for your money, as I said before. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Gotta show that algorithm who's boss, right? And as always, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions and leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this guy, whether you want it, to love it, or hate it. But remember, keep comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when everything I seem to review lately is a Target exclusive. What's up with that? But until next time, I'll catch you guys later.